Here is the instructional video for the lasagna pan technique on the floor. So let's say we can comfortably get on the floor. We're going to have Jenna go ahead and lower herself onto the floor. And how she's going to do this is she's just going to lower herself down onto her hands and her knees. And from here, she's just going to place her pelvis or her hips right on the roller. And nice and easily, she's just going to lower herself down using her hands to just comfortably lower herself down onto the roller. Now, I love food, and one of the ways at which I kind of connect to things is how we relate to food in all aspects of our lives. And this first technique is called the lasagna pan technique, because what we're going to pretend is we're going to pretend that this rib cage and the abdomen is actually like a pan of lasagna holding some water and some noodles. And the key to this is that this technique is going to have a huge, an important aspect in being able to get you to calm the nervous system and to tell the brain that it's safe and that it's comfortable. And that is so much of the aspect of dealing with pain. Because remember, we have the elements in our body that we might not have any tissue damage going on, but if the danger receptors are being stimulated, that can tell us that there's something going on maybe when there's not. So if we can just get the nervous system to calm down, that in and of itself can help decrease our reported pain levels and help us live a more healthy, functional life. So with this lasagna pan technique, what we're going to be doing is that if we pretended that we had a pan of a lasagna pan with water and noodles in it, what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to rock that lasagna pan back and forth just a little bit to where the waters and the noodles are moving just a little, but I don't want to move it so much that the noodles and the water spill out, or I try to catch it and then I go too far to the other side and the noodles spill out the other side. So that's what we're going to be doing here with the roller. So a couple of important aspects to this is that as long as it's comfortable for you, you want to make sure that you have your hands just comfortably down by your side. For some people who are having some shoulder tightness as well, when they put their arms down on their sides like this or on the floor, it actually might increase some tension or pressure up into the shoulder. If that is the case for you, all we want you to do to address that is that you're just going to take your hands, you're going to lace your fingers together, and then you're just going to rest your hands on your belly, and it's going to soften that shoulder girdle, and it's going to take a tremendous amount of pressure off of that shoulder, and then ultimately take some extra pressure off of the neck as well. So if you're not having any issues with that though, you're just going to let your hands rest comfortably down by your sides. The other important factor to this is that with your feet and your knee placement, we want to make sure that the feet and the knees aren't locked together, because what will happen when you hold the knees and the feet together is that it will actually make you more unstable on the roller because you have less of a base for you to be able to support yourself. In addition to being more unstable, the more you're holding your feet and your knees together, it puts a significant amount of tension up into your hips and up into your trunk. And remember, all of this tissue is all connected from the bottom all the way to the very top. So if you have tension in your legs, you're also going to have tension into your trunk, which is also going to put tension up into the head and the neck through here. So it's really important that we want to keep a little bit of space, let's say about shoulder width or hip width space between the feet and the knees, and that's going to soften this tremendously. So now as we're in a good, comfortable, soft position, the beauty behind relief through rolling is that it is so simple that oftentimes people wonder if it's really as effective as what it is. And we always encourage them to pay attention to, well, if you want green grass, what do? You just water it. It really can be that easy. And relief through rolling is the same thing. So the small motion that we're going to have Jenna do is all she's going to do is nice and easy is she's just going to rock the roller over just a little bit to her left side. Now the key to this is that we don't want her to go much further than just an inch or two one way or the other, because what will happen is that if she starts to get too far over, she feels like she's going to slip off the roller, her body is going to contract, and it's going to do the opposite of what we're trying to produce with this particular technique. So we'll come back to our neutral position. So all Jenna is going to do is nice and easy, she's just going to rock a little bit over to her left side. She's going to come back to the middle and pause for just a second, and she's going to then rock over to her right side. The reason that we're going to give this slight pause in the middle is that so much of what we're doing is trying to improve the neural mapping. When you have any kind of consistent pain issue, when you have lack of motion because things are holding too tight, the area of your brain that says how much things are supposed to move or the relationship of how they're supposed to work actually gets muddy. And so by differentiating between my left side, pausing in the middle and then going to the right side actually helps increase my brain's ability to know where I'm at in space, to know what the body parts are doing, and it essentially helps clear up that muddying that happens for the brain. So that slight pause is going to be important. And all we're going to have Jenna do is for anywhere between 45 to 60 seconds, she's just going to rock back and forth this small amount either direction. An added benefit to this is that even though that we're addressing the neck, remember we're keeping everything is connected. And so not only do a lot of our patients and our students get improvement in their neck pain as the neck continues to soften and move towards the roller, but as she's rocking gently left and right, all of her organs, her large intestine, her everything on the inside of her abdominal compartment is starting to get some gentle movement, and that starts actually relaxing the nervous system as well. If you think about the significance of a rocking chair or a hammock, those gentle rocking motions really help calm the central nervous system, and so a lot of our patients have actually reported that they've had improvements in digestive issues, whether it was too much flow or too little flow or irritable bowel syndrome. This amazing technique, even though that we're working with the neck, can also have many impacts and improvements for other areas of the body. So after Jenna does this for 30 to 45 seconds, then she just comes back to right in the middle into our neutral position, and then that's going to conclude our lasagna pan technique.